Hello, everyone. How are y'all doing today? Hello, Carrie, my sweet pea. And there's my Connie. You're working and a lurking. That's okay, sweetheart. Now, there's still a few little things about StreamYard that I haven't figured out yet. And one of them is how to change myself from when I'm in like Southern Sisters from last Friday. So I wasn't able to do my little intro, but who cares, right? I mean, it's all right. We can just jump right in here and start a talking. Uh, Olga, my sweetie, how are you? I missed all of y'all in Zoom this morning. It was just me and Sherry. So, anyways, I'm glad to know that you are here with me. I really do appreciate it. So, as you can see from our title, we're going to be talking today about gift ideas for crocheters. Now, I probably should have said fiber folks instead of just crocheters, because I do know there's many of you that love to tap and love to knit. So anyway, and I am going to go ahead and apologize in advance. I don't know what it is that's going on with the internet, but it does have a little bit of a lag time. So I know I'm looking to be a little jumpy, and I do apologize for that. But you know, when it's not your own internet and you're working off of someone else's, you just got to take what you get, right? Good morning, Ivy. How are you? Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope everyone had a great weekend and that you are getting ready for this coming weekend of celebrating the resurrection of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Now, I don't know about you guys, but back home, my community, the whole community, all the churches love to get together and to do a sunrise service. I mean, it's just truly awesome, and I'm going to miss that again this year. But the nice thing is that folks do record, so I do get to see it after the fact, but I really do miss that. Good morning, Daniel, sweetheart. I hope you've been able to get in to see the doctor. Folks, if you don't mind, lift up a little prayer for him. He thinks he's got a throat infection, and we all know that that is not a good thing to have. So if you don't mind, please be sure and lift him up today, because we want to get him back on his feet as quickly as possible. And Carrie, thank you so much for jumping back in here. I know you probably got to working and lurking there for just a moment, but thank you for coming back in here and sitting with me. Michelle, sweetheart, how are you? I missed you this morning in Zoom, but that's okay. Lots of times, we just need to take a break from all electronics, don't we? I mean, we just need to sit and chill and have a little quiet time to ourselves, and that's okay. So let me know before we get into today's topic. Still no appointment? Oh my goodness, Daniel. Oh, sweetie. Well, we'll double down on our prayers that somebody gives you a call back real soon, because I know having a sore throat and everything else that goes along with it's terrible. And especially not knowing what you have, you just really don't know what to take, do you? So let me know what you're sipping on. What is your current project that you might have in your lap while you're listening and chatting with us? And what is your temperature? We are supposed to get a little cold front, which, here in Texas means the temperatures are just going to drop about 5 degrees. But it is supposed to be pleasant towards the end of the week for Easter. So we're all excited about that. And speaking of that, my hubby gets a 3-day weekend. We're sitting here going, wow, what are we going to do? I mean, he's been working, folks, nonstop, just about ever since we got here. I mean, Sunday to Sunday, Sunday to Sunday. So some days he's been able to get off, a little early in the evening. And what I mean by that is before 5 o'clock. But goodness, I get a 4-day weekend. Yay, that's awesome, Daniel. We are on a warm front right now, hot and sunny. Oh, goodness. Goodness. Let's see, wait a minute. Is that? No. Do y'all have this? Yeah, you're in the upper hemisphere, so almost have about the same seasons time-wise that I do, don't you, Daniel? So I am sipping on my hazelnut coffee and hazelnut creamer this morning. I was getting ready to tell you about the weather. Right now, we are sitting at a very nice 82 degrees, and there's a great breeze out there. But we're supposed to get up to 92. So, yeah, it's going to get a little warm here today. But, you know, that's how it is. It always seems to get warm before it starts cooling off. Oh, that's right. Olga's hubby has an 11-day holiday. Yeah, yeah. Good morning, Sarah. Thank you so much for being here with me. I greatly appreciate that. And there's Barbara. So, ladies, what you sipping on and what you working on? And what's your temperature before we get into today's topic? Now, like I said, these are not just gift ideas, and I do apologize, not just for crocheters, but, you know, for knitters, for tatters, folks that like to do looming, maybe even diamond painting. So maybe I should have broadened that title just a little bit. But you know me, I always think about crochet. So good morning, Diane. Thank you for jumping in here this morning. I really do appreciate it. I'm drinking coffee and working on a shawl. Oh, that's nice. I do hope that y'all will join Carrie this afternoon. She'll be going live. I believe it is 3 p.m. my time, which is Central Standard Time. But y'all be sure and have your notification bell on for Carrie so that you can go and join her this afternoon. It's not crazy hot, but the 80% humidity is doing it. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Still no Crojo. Oh, Barbara, sipping on water, and it is 51 degrees. I'm assuming that that is Fahrenheit. Oh, she just corrected me, folks. That's 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. You know, I'm not kidding you. My hubby and I have been on the East Coast for so long that we still have to stop and think about times here. It's just really crazy. 23 degrees Celsius and drinking water for Olga. And I bet she is working on her Aztec mosaic blanket. She is doing such wonderful work on that. Sarah says, I have water in my cup with a scarf on my hook, and it is 43 degrees with gusty winds, and Carrie is sitting at 43 and windy. My goodness. Lana, good morning, sweetheart. I'll be watching on the TV and working on a grocery order. Everyone have a good day. Oh, sweetie, thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate that. Well, I tell you what, let's just go ahead and start talking about gift ideas for all us fiber enthusiasts, or for all of us. Yep, I am, Mama Maureen. Yes, I figured that's what she'd be doing. Really, for any craft that you truly love to do. Hello, my little gypsy. How are you doing today, sweetheart? Thank you so much for joining me this morning. We're talking about gift ideas for, and I'm going to correct that, all of us crafters, because not everybody crochets, right? I mean, some of us love to work with wood. Others like to work with paints. Maybe you're into paper crafts. It really doesn't matter. But I came up with this idea for the topic today because, you know, Mother's Day is just around the corner. Now, I know Easter is this weekend, but do you know that Mother's Day pops up in like 3 weeks after that? I mean, yeah. So we need to start thinking of ideas to let our families and friends that are close to us know what it is that we want for our crafting that we love to do. Now, you've had Mother's Day already? Oh, I didn't know that. I hope you got your mama something she loves to do. Oh, oh goodness, Gypsy. I was thinking more of not so much crafting ideas for us to do to give, but I mean for us to receive. You know, my kids know that they can get me a gift card to, she got what she wanted. She picked it out herself. Well, that's okay too. But at least you remembered her and let her get what she wanted. But what I was going to say is my kids know that they can get me a gift card to Hobby Lobby, and I am happy as a lark because they really don't know what to get me as far as hooks are concerned or what kind of notions it is that I need. But I also always tell them that I am truly, truly grateful for storage containers. What about you? I mean, yes, I travel with a lot of yarn with me, but I love to be able to display it and to have it in pretty containers around me out where I can look and see it. So I love whenever they find unusual shaped baskets or even vases, folks. The great big ones are at Walmart for a couple of springs and summers. They had these great big, look like a coffee cup sitting on a saucer. Oh my goodness, folks. I had like one that I planted an ivy in, or I stuck the pot down in it, so it could just kind of overflow on there. And then I had another one that I used where I would put my skein in it. And then as I pulled out my yarn, I wrapped it around the handle so that it had a nice tension on it for me. Oh, tell you what. Good morning, little Carrie. How are you doing, sweetheart? I still have you and Spencer in my prayers. I do hope that he's getting some nibbles. So I'm going to pull up Amazon, and we're just going to talk about some wonderful gift ideas that you can pass on, especially to your family. Things that maybe you don't even think about. And truly, folks, as far as I'm concerned, they are things that we can use over and over and over again, and it won't kill their pocketbook. You know what I mean? No more nibbles yet. Well, sweetheart, in God's time, the right job is waiting out there for him. But we'll just keep praying for you guys. Yes, we will. All righty. So y'all are just going to have to chit chat amongst yourselves. I do want to pull up, like I said, Amazon here for just a few minutes and us share some ideas of what it is that we would like to accept on the receiving end for Mother's Day. And hello, my panda, how are you doing? Thank you for joining me this morning. I hope you're off work today. I don't really know your schedule, so I never know when you're. Hope you're doing well, man. Oh, Panda, he is fighting a sore throat, and his boss let him stay home today so that he can get in to see the doctor. But he's just waiting for someone to give him a call back so he can see what it is they're going to do for him. So if you don't mind, you are off today. Well, wonderful, wonderful. If Michael's up, you be sure and tell him I sent my love. All right, so let's look at some things. I know, man. So let's just look at, share my screen. Amazon, here we go. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I love blocking pins. And it hasn't been until just recently that I started using these that will help you to block, you don't have to use so many pins at one time. Now, that is for those of us that do block, especially your granny squares. And like that little circle mandala over there, that would be something that you definitely want to block. Look at this cute little container here. Isn't that cute? And of course, we all love picking up different hooks. And speaking of hooks, I talked with my sister yesterday afternoon, and she is finally wanting to branch out and get some other types of hooks, but she didn't really know what to get. And since she is a knife holder, I'm thinking that she's starting to feel a little bit of the, cramping like in your fingers. And so she's wanting to get something that doesn't maybe rub in her hand. I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen her crocheting yet. We just talk back and forth on the phone. Good morning, Mima Dawn. How are you doing? Thank you so much for joining me here. All righty, so let's get back to looking at some of these things from Amazon. And you know, we can never have too many stitch markers, but you know, I'm going to show you some here in a minute that I really loved using here lately because I'm really bad on these that look, you know, like the little diaper pin. I keep breaking them puppies right here in the curvature of the pin itself. And how many of you put tags on your items, especially those that you crochet up to give, whether it be a blanket, a hat, a scarf, even mittens? I mean, do you attach a little tag on there like these, or do you have some like little silky ones that say handmade, or just anything to let folks know that you gave it a little added touch? And of course, if you do blocking, there are all sorts of different blocking mats. I don't have one of these wooden ones that you can just use to put your squares on. I prefer using the mats here a lot. I like them a lot better. And of course, here are some double-pointed wood knitting needles. So those of you that are knitters, and that's not a bad price, I don't think, but you'd have to correct me. And how many of you wouldn't love to have a holder that would hold your pattern? You know, especially if you're like me and you print them off a lot. I never thought about having something like this, but it sure would make it nice. These folks, these little stitch markers that are in this spiral shape, they have become my favorite. I truly, truly love them. Number one, they're metal. Number two, I can just rotate them through there, and man, I really, really like them. And look at that. You get 100 of them for $6. Again, a nice little gift. Something that you could suggest. And of course, then there's always beautiful stitch markers that you can get to use. Now, I don't know about you guys. There's a young lady that pops up on my shorts every once in a while. She has one of these little wrist hangers that you can put some yarn on. And she goes walking and she crochets while she's walking. Now, I haven't tried it, but you know, I do a lot of times have trouble chewing gum and walking at the same time. So I don't know if that would work for me very well, but maybe it would for some of you. And of course, all these different ring tensions. Does anybody use a ring tensioner like this? There's some that are made with cats. And this one here's a cute one. It's a little wooden one. I never would have thought of that. Some little row counters here that come with stitch markers. That looks nice. And then here's a whole little set. Look, these prices are they're not unreasonable. Wouldn't break the bank for anyone. And then here's a set. Peacock. All different colors. Like I said, I haven't ever used one. I don't even know if I'd know. Let's see how she's doing that. It just wraps around. Yeah, I control my tension through my little pinky. More stitch markers, more rings. And here's another lovely, it says to hold a chart, but you know, you could put your pattern up there. Magnetic. Of course, I guess that means these little pieces here are used to put your, keep your pattern in place. Oh, I love tins, folks. I collect them like crazy to keep my stitch markers, to keep my different darning needles or tapestry needles, excuse me, in. And isn't this a wonderful tool? Not only is it a gauge block for you to work with, but also it shows your knitting needles and your crochet hook sizes. Everyone ought to have one of those. And again, it's not that expensive. Showing some more stitch markers. Now here's a nice one from Clover. You have this hook sizes here. I guess the needles are out here, or that might be for crochet, and this would be for knitting. I don't know which way, but, and then of course a very nice 4x4 here, and probably a nice different size out here. Again, look, they're not that expensive. Now, this is the first time I've seen this thing. Crochet holder for beginners, 3-in-1 magic ring tools to learn how to crochet and make magic rings. Somebody's come up with everything, haven't they? I didn't realize how much it was. But again, if you're learning how to crochet, or especially working in a magic ring, maybe that's not all that expensive. But look at this cute little set of handmade leather labels that you can put on items that you would like for before you give them out. And of course, the blocking mats, oh my goodness. Now you can get them in very nice fancy cases that already have your blocking pins for you. Now these are just the single pins, they're not the multiple pins like I showed you earlier. Or you can just buy a small set. I thought these were cute, and you know, as soon as I saw them, I thought, I wonder if those would work for stopper. No, those just slide on there, don't they? It just now dawned on me. I was thinking, wouldn't that be cute to put on the end of my cables for my Tunisian? No, those don't screw on there. Those just slip on the end, don't they? Well, wish they'd make cute little toppers like that for my Tunisian needles. Okay, I'm going to go one more page and we'll see what else there is. Oh yeah, there's just some more of the same. Just some different styles there. There's the dragons again. So I'm going to come back over here and stop sharing so I can come up here and read the chat, get caught up. Let's see. Meemaw Dawn came in. Oh no, Daniel, that sucks. Hope, yes. Should have some tea with honey if you haven't yet, Daniel. That's a good idea. Never blocked anything before. Michael tells me I need to. Yeah, you know, a lot of folks don't like to block. And I totally understand. I wouldn't block a blanket for nothing in the world. In fact, my sister was asking me yesterday. She loves making baby blankets, folks. She really does. For her, it's something she can get done, you know, in 3 or 4 days. She loves using simple stitches like either the Sedge, the Suzette. I did get her to try the star stitch, and she likes it, but she doesn't like it. You know what I mean? So she goes back to her other stitches. But anyway, yes, Ivy makes some cool ones. Ellie makes some cool ones. I use the heck out of the ones I got from her. Well, that's awesome. You know, I collect stitch markers. I think they're cute. I really do. But I don't like using my pretty ones. I don't know what it is. Nope, but I'm being ring tensioners for my students just in case they want to try them. Oh, well, that's good, little Carrie. Yeah, I don't use them. Good morning, Amber. Thank you for joining us today. I appreciate you being here. Oh, you have used them, but you're not sure if you used them right. Okay. Well, like I said, my tension I can control here, and then I loop it through, and then it goes around here. But this is where I control the tension whenever I'm crocheting. That's just how my grandma taught me. So So that's why I've never been able to figure out why, you know, people want to use it up here, unless you're just one that, you know, I know a lot of people just wrap around their index finger and crochet, or they might loop, you know, through the hand and then around the index finger. And I've also seen folks that just wrap, you know, 5-6 rounds on their finger and just crochet like that. I've tried it. I can't do it. I got an anime one Ivy made and a lightsaber and some pandas and her Grinch stick markers. Love, love, love them. Always worry I'm going to mess them up. See, that's my problem. I don't want to mess them up. And I don't know. I just think they're cute. I just have them on a hubby made for me. He took some screen wire, and I took an old frame that I had, a little, I mean, it's not anything fancy, it's just a little one. And he took the back off of it. He cut it just right and stapled it, you know, back there on there for me. And that's where I hang them so that I can see them, and they make a nice little display. You know, I think it's really, really cute. But yeah, I'm not for using my pretty stitch markers. But you know, there are a lot of things that we can ask our whenever somebody says, you know, what would you like for your birthday? What would you like for Christmas? What would you like for? And why not ask for small things like extra scissors? And you can even tell them what kind and tell them where to go to get them for you if you want. Bags. I mean, us as fiber people, we love project bags. And you know, they can go to Walmart. I love this time of year because Walmart has those wonderful beach bags that are kind of meshy. They have pockets on the outside. They have zipper pockets on the inside. They are a really nice sized tote. And folks, you can put a blanket's worth of yarn in those things and carry it around with you. And of course, if you wanted to, you could use it as a beach tote, you know, if you really, really needed to. But oh, I use doll clothes hangers for my pretty stitch markers. I had not thought about that, Meemaw Dawn. I really hadn't. There is a friend of mine that has several little, like little trees that you would hang your earrings on. Yes, I found an earring hanging thing on clearance, and my pretty smudge stitch markers look great. Yes, she has several of them. She has one that looks like a tree. She has another one that is almost said a frog, but it's not a frog. A peacock, that's what it is. Don't ask me why I was thinking frog. I guess Froggy's thinking about me. And that's where she hangs her stitch markers. And they are cute. They sit on her shelf in her craft room. I mean, there are all sorts of things, you know, that you can do with them to display. And that's the reason why I love storage containers. They don't have to be totes. They don't have to be shoe boxes or anything like that. I love baskets. They can be square. They can be cloth. They can be not wood, but you know what I mean. Rattan, I guess, is what you would make them out of. But yes, you know, because I love putting my yarn on display. Even those little storage cubbies that have the clear little doors that you can look through, that works for me. Buy me 1 or 2 of those, and I can always find a place to use it, believe you me. And, you know, another great gift idea is books. We all, most of us anyway, whatever holds my project and yarn is what I like. Exactly, Amber. And, you know, you don't always have to have a bag to put your projects in. Like I said, I love, like, if I were at home right now, I would have 3 or 4 baskets in a corner that would be holding projects, so that all I'd have to do is go and grab that basket to come and set it in front of me, and I can pick up my project and start working on it right where I left off. Now, being confined in a hotel room, I can't do that quite as much. So I keep all my projects that I'm working on in bags. It's just, makes it easier. But books. Books are another wonderful idea, especially if they are books that cover projects that you love to do. Me, amigurumi, amigurumi and shawls. Wait, let me back up. I should say wraps. I'm not much for making triangular shawls. I really like making wraps. Now, I love the triangular shawls, don't get me wrong, but I would prefer someone make me one and send it to me or give it to me as a gift. I just don't want to make it. They're not my cup of tea, but they are beautiful. But I prefer wraps just because I love having something that wraps around me. And I have the same length, I guess you could say, sort of all, rectangle kind of wraps around, whereas a triangle, you have just thinner parts here. And so if I want something to wrap up in, I will choose a wrap. But I do love my triangular shawls if I want to be a little bit dressy without being too warm. So what are some gift ideas that you give to your family and friends? Are they always crochet, knitted, or fiber related, craft related? Do you feel uncomfortable asking for those kinds of things? Do you just throw out suggestions and hope something hits with one of them? Like I said, my kids know that if they can't think of anything else, get me a gift card to one of my favorite yarn shops. Maureen, I like making shawls, but don't wear them. So anytime you want one, let me know. Oh, sweetie, you have no idea how many patterns I have that I would love for someone to make for me. I will most definitely send you a pattern and some yarn. That would be awesome. I would love to have a Meemaw Dawn shawl. Or maybe I'll just send you yarn and let you pick one. How would that be? Yeah, I got into making shawls quite a bit. The first church that we got to, that I shouldn't say got to, that we joined, that actually had a shawl ministry. And I was on the hunt for so many. There you go. I keep a gift list on Amazon to send the people. Isn't that wonderful idea? I mean, to have that you can just make yourself a wish list and just say, here you go. Dawn, have you made any Will-made shawls? Is that the name of a person, Diane? Because I'm not familiar with that name. Either way works for me. I enjoy making for others and not enough for myself. I hear you, Meemaw Dawn. I really do. I love making yes, on YouTube. Oh, there you go. Meemaw Dawn says, I love her. Oh, that's all. I guess it's a woman. I hope. Yeah, I have an Amazon wish list going too. Yes. Yes, I have books on mine. I have some storage ideas for folks to look at. But yes. Diane, go and grab her YouTube channel if you don't mind and drop it down here for us. I have to head out soon to take the youngest for an ENT appointment, so I got to get off there and get ready. Well, thank you so much, Amber, for being here with us. I greatly appreciate you sharing some time with me. I truly do. Diane says, wow, have you made the Josie shawl? Looks so beautiful, and I'm almost done, but the shape is all wrong. Oh, sweetie. It is a woman. The only thing I don't do of hers is the granny square. Is it just you just don't like making granny squares? I tried to talk my sister into making a granny square baby blanket. She made one square and she's like, oh, insert your own word, no. She said, I want it to be all made. Her name is Wilma Wittenberg on here. Is that her channel name? Because I would definitely love to go. Westenberg. Okay. I will definitely have to go and try to find her. Because I do love shawl patterns. So, as I said, let me know or share out here what are some favorite items that you like to receive as gifts that help you with your craft, whether it be fiber related or paints or wood, maybe even metal. Let us know. I'm going to take a drink real quick, so excuse me. Oh, you can't drop the link. Can you just type in her channel name for me? And I'll go and get it and drop it. Oh, little Carrie, look at that. She said, I just, Michael tells me what I want. Oh. Oh, Panda. Yeah, like I said earlier, I was talking to my sister last night and she was asking about, ergonomic crochet hooks and if I had any. And Mimo Don says, I'm not sure that I've done that one, Diane. I'll have to look at it. We were talking about, like I said, the hooks, and I was giving her some suggestions of what to go and look at. And of course, her next question is, well, which ones do you use? Now, she's a Bates girl, just like her sister. And so she's trying to branch out just a little bit. And I told her, I said, well, right now my furls are my go-tos. And she had, or I had last year for her birthday, bought her a Furls metal streamline. She don't like it. Nope. She says that the bulb here, she fights with where she wants to put her hand. Yeah, so the Yarn Genie is one of my favorite gifts. Oh my goodness, yes. Now I don't have one yet because there's so many. Well, there's one that is just the one hanger, and then there's one that's two. So I don't know which one I want. There's also one that I think I'm really, really going to get. Okay, thank you, little Carrie. Wilma Westenberg is her channel name. Well, thank you. And hello, Izzy. No, sweetheart, you're not late. Remember, so long as you show up, you are never late. Thank you so much for joining us. There's one that is, it has two rods that are horizontal to each other, and you can put a whole skein, you just slide it right through there in the middle and pull from the outside. Man, that's one that I would really like to invest some money in and get and try it out. I would love that. I don't, most of my cakes, I normally put in this little bag that Carrie showed us how to crochet up, and so I normally I have like 3 of them because most of the cakes that I use are the Mandelas, the ombres, and so I have 2 or 3 of those that I'll just drop my little cake down in, pull it tight, and then pull my string out of it so I don't worry about it getting tangled. And I also have a bigger one for the bonus cakes of the Mandela, so it will slip right in there and I can work off of it as well. So, but that one where you could put the skein on it, yeah, I am looking for that. Vibrant Virginia is the one I think you would like, and I'm thinking you're talking to Meemaw Dawn, and I'm starting, oh, you're starting it now, and also To the Point shawl, which To the Point, I bet it's a triangular one then, right? Oh, you're talking to me. Oh, okay, well, I will check those out. Oh, that's all right. That's all right, Izzy. Well, I will definitely check out her channel. That's right. That's what I told her, Meemaw Dawn. Look at those two in particular. All right. Well, I will most definitely do that. Thank you for recommending them. Thank you. Thank you. The Josie one steer clear. Oh, Diane. I'm sure it's going to be just fine. So, what is everyone going to be working on? Minnie had the same issue. Oh, okay. It just doesn't come out how she shows it. Oh, all right. All right. Well, I'll definitely steer clear of that one then. I don't, I've confessed to you folks many, many times. I do not have patience. And so, good morning, Rachel. How are you, sweetheart? Frogging a shawl is my next project. Well, at least you're going to reuse the yarn rather than letting it sit over there in the corner. Thank you so much, Meemaw Dawn. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Where was I going with that? I have really bad hand and wrist pain, so I'm not crocheting today. Yeah, if your hands and wrists are bothering you, no crocheting, no needlework at all. You need to give your hands a rest. Sure do. Thanks, Dawn. I tried to drop a link, but I believe only mods can. Thank you. Thank you. Let me see. Come on. There we go. There it is. I will drop this down for you guys so that if you don't have her, now that is her YouTube channel. Was just trying to drop the link as Maureen asked me to do. That's okay, Diane. That's okay. I got it. Meemaw Dawn sent it to me. Oh, you can't. That's right. Anything that you, yeah. Mm-hmm. Repetitive motion. Yeah, you need to give your hands a rest. Dad is still in the hospital with Parkinson's. Want him to have inpatient physical occupational therapy. Maybe go home today, depending on the test and insurance. Yes, isn't insurance an awful thing? Thank you, sweetie, for the update. Let me get over here. They might also do therapy at home if he wants that instead. You know, I am a great proponent of, where do I have? There it is. I am a great proponent of healing at home, especially if it can be done. We just seem to respond quicker and better when we are in surroundings that are comfortable and are known to us. And Diane is wanting to know if you have posted your shawls. Do you have them in your post by any chance? So we are moving on to therapy. That is awesome, sweetheart. Thank you. Thank you. Thrifty, I am still praying for him. I agree with Maureen. Always better to heal at home if that's the smart thing to do. Yes. Mimo Dawn says, nope, I'm still figuring out YouTube. I hear you. Believe you me. Well, I'm going to be working on, I got to tell y'all, me and my calendar blanket are fighting at the moment. Hello, Amy. How are you doing, sweetheart? Oh, I'm sure they are too, Diane. I know it's a Monday. Are you going to only have a 4-day week this week, with Friday being Good Friday? I hope so. That way you can have an awesome Easter weekend with your family. But anyway, my calendar mosaic blanket. So I have ripped out February 3 times for sure. Here's my dilemma. So I get to this one row and I have my markers set at the length for each, repeat of the pattern. Oh, you're so welcome, Diane. But I'm going to sidestep here for just a minute. If you'll make yourself an Amazon wish list, if you haven't already made one, it's really easy to do. I mean, Amazon will walk you right through it. It's a great way to share with your family and friends ideas. I mean, because it's already right there. All they got to do is click on it, get it ordered, mailed directly to you, and you can put all different sorts of things in there, and it'll let you know when one of your items has been bought so that you can take it off your wish list and load it up with some more goodies. You know what I mean? But anyway, back to my calendar mosaic. So I've had to rip out this one row, folks, one row 3 times already. And the row before it, my counts are correct. I even went to make sure that the written text matches the chart, because whenever I find out, when things aren't working right, if there's a chart, I'll always go back to look at it. And it is. The counts are correct in the right places. It's correct. But when I make even just the first pattern that's supposed to repeat on there twice more, I end up with 2 extra stitches. And it doesn't matter if I start counting from the beginning or if I get to my stitch marker and count backwards. I'm still left with 2 stitches. And so what I did was I went to the row before, and everything there is fine, folks. I even made sure to really slow down and make sure that I wasn't, combining stitches in the same, like sometimes, it's very easy to put a stitch, put 2 stitches in the same stitch. Nope. So I don't know what I'm doing, but I had to put it in time out so that my brain could just disconnect from what is going on there. Did you count from the back? Yes, I did, Michelle. In fact, that was the first thing I did. I went to the back to look at it to see. Good morning.
Good morning. Am I late?
Well, I figured you were sleeping in this morning and I didn't want to bother you.
I did. So good morning, everyone. Froggy slept in. She doesn't normally sleep late like that.
Well, in her defense, folks, she's been battling a migraine for 2 days. So, yeah.
I'm okay now. I'm good, I promise.
No, that's good. That's good. Like I said, I did not want to bother you because I figured that that's what was happening.
Hey, Panda.
But
Well,
anyway, yes, I did turn my blanket to the back because that's a very easy way to check to see if you've put too many stitches in one place. So as I said, it's in timeout. I'm going to let my brain disengage
oh,
from
that's the
it.
calendar.
Yes, that's the calendar blanket. So y'all won't be seeing any progress on it this week, but I am working on the bookworm and it'll be up in a couple of days to show you my progress. But oh my goodness, folks. Ugh. Don't know what I'm doing. Just don't know what I'm doing.
So how about your Aztec?
The Aztec I'll work on, if not next week, the week after.
Okay.
But oh my goodness, folks, y'all need to see. I hope Olga is going, oh, looky. She's doing the Aztec in my same colors, folks.
In your same colors. I was going to say, I have progress, but it's very little.
Well, you just started.
I literally just started. Mine's the same width as Maureen. So obviously I don't have much progress. But I did start it. And what's really funny is the first row of color. I did 4 times. Oh. And Maureen kept telling me to put in stitch markers, and I'm like, what do I need stitch markers for? And then Olga points it out to me between the repeats. So there's 1, there's 2, and then there's 3. I didn't think that I needed it between the repeats. But I have to count my stitches between the repeats.
Right.
And once I did that, it's like simple, super easy, not a problem.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, okay. You push the button.
I'm like, I don't want to be big no more. Good morning, Diane.
Yeah.
Good morning, Carrie. Oh my gosh, it was funny. And just now I got it down pat, and I just like zip through it. So.
Well, I would much rather know that I've got a problem in that one section than to get all the way down at the end and find out I have to rip it all the way back.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. And it's a beautiful blanket to work with.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Michelle. And Jade.
Yes.
But it's a great blanket. But I know you were talking about gifts for crocheters. And always there's yarn, there's hooks, there's bags, your typical things.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you got the stand with the magnetic thing that spins.
The dinghy?
Yeah, whatever it's called. Yeah. Hi, Carrie. I love that. And yarn bowls.
Yes.
Because I have been given so many yarn bowls, but that's not a problem. I like to collect them.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was telling them about this one. I saw it just the other day. It's a stand, and you can put rods through your skeins like this, and it just rolls like that. Of course, I have used, I have a really nice wooden paper towel holder that I have used that for, and I just roll it off of that. The only problem with that is that sometimes I get a little feisty, and I can pull that thing. So I'm thinking that one with the stand that has those horizontal bars won't be quite as easy for me to disrupt.
But you could also give them a bath poof. And they're going to look at you like, why did you give me a bath poof?
Oh, yes. I saw that hack the other day. This is so cool, folks.
Give them a bath poof because they can take it apart and then cut their own yarn sleeves.
Yes.
To put around their yarn.
Mm-hmm.
And it enables them to have their yarn protected from kitty cat claws. But it's like a yarn bra, yarn sleeve.
Yeah.
The ones with the bath poof, they get several in one bath poof. And you could get bath booths at what, Dollar Tree?
Mm-hmm.
All over the place. Some places sell them 2 for $1.
Right.
But the
Right.
fact that you just unravel it and you can get what, 9, 10 of them, depending on how long you make them.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you could get up to 20. I mean, it depends on how big you want them.
That's
And
right.
with the bath poop, they're big.
Mm-hmm.
They're not little tiny. So they'll have to make a knot in one end to keep the skin from sliding through.
Right.
But why not?
That's right.
Why not decorate it? Why not, put a bead on it and put a knot in it to keep the bead on?
Mm-hmm.
Why
Well,
not?
I was telling my sister last night about now her husband was listening, and I'm sure that after we got through talking, he went and raided his sock drawer. But I told her, I said, "What are you talking about? The bath poofs,
You know what a bath poop is?
the little puppy."
It's a puff.
Yeah.
It's made out of netting.
Thank you.
And you use it with soap to clean your body.
Mm-hmm.
I go through like 2 a year, sometimes 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
And then the socks. I love the sock idea.
Me too. The loofah.
There you go.
Yeah, made out of netting instead of the original loofah. But yes, I was telling her, I said, just go through his sock drawer, get those socks that he hasn't thrown away, but they're getting some wear and tear, and just cut off right above the heel. And I said, and you got this tube, and you can stretch it to go over your yarn skein. And as you are pulling from the center, it collapses with your skein.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, because, she was asking, how do you keep it from getting tangled?
Yeah.
And I said, that's a wonderful way to do it. And I said, and it's cheap. And she says,
cheap.
Yep.
I've done more with my husband's socks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's always funny when he goes, I had more socks than this.
Yeah.
No, you didn't, babe.
Mm-hmm.
Where's my socks with the holes in them? Oh, I got rid of those. I threw those
That's
away.
right.
Which I did throw away, the heel to the toe.
Well, folks, I know many of you love to go and play Hobie Bingo, and it will be on here in just a few minutes. So we are going to jump out just a little bit early. Thank you all so much, as always, for joining us for these little chit chats in the morning. I know it's early for some, so I know you'll be catching the replay. Just be sure and leave me a comment in the comment section so I know that you stopped by. Those of you that have been lurking, thank you so much for listening to us. I hope I was able to keep you up with what was going on in the chat and gave you some ideas to help those folks that always ask, what would you like for your birthday, or what would you like for Christmas? I mean, make yourself an Amazon wish list and share it out with them. So please always remember to be the light out there in the darkness for someone today, because you never know, could be your light that they need to see. And Froggy?
Sorry I was late, but stay kind to one another and happy yarning. Bye now.
Love you guys. Bye.